Hi, I'm Essie.
And I'm Elle.
Welcome back to Magic and Mayhem.
Okay, so here we go with the ranking. Woo woo! For a month that is this one. Yes, October.
Not this one.
Last one.
Yeah, that
Yes. So, October, so it was spooky season. Do, 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 do. Spooky season.
You cannot tell that by what I read at all.
You can kind of tell it from some of what I read, at least.
You read spooky all year round.
Yeah, I mean, that's not untrue. You got me there. You got me there. And so, of course, this is ice fishing for books
With dynamite.
with dynamite. And if you've seen some of these before, you'll know the rules, but we'll put them on the screen. And from the top to the bottom is how endangered they are.
Yes.
The top is not endangered in the slightest. The bottom is completely endangered.
As in dead.
As in dead.
As in.
And we must unhaul.
We have to unhaul immediately.
The one above the last is the ones that get entered into our end of the year game of Battle of Doom and Gloom and Book Death.
Yeah. Okay, so as far as exploded for me for October. October is the month. Wonderful. A lot of these will actually be featured in an upcoming episode, so I'm not going to talk a lot about those. But the bad guys is number two. I just didn't really enjoy it that much, so I've actually already gotten rid of that one. It was just a little young for me, I think. Strike a match. Didn't really enjoy it. Didn't really like the older character at all.
It's great that it's strike a match though, and it's an exploded.
I didn't even think of that. That is amazing. And so it's where it belongs then. Wonderful. Let's see. Can't Escape Love by Colby Dunbar. So I didn't know going in this was Alpha, Omega, whatever this.
Oops.
Did not know that. It did not say that. There was no description. I don't care for that, so I'm really okay. I think I already got rid of that one too. And then, although most of these are just ebooks, and so I've already gotten rid of them because it's and then Learning to Feel by N.R. Walker, which I realize I talk highly of N.R. Walker a lot, but this is an older release. And there was part of this book that was really ableist, and I didn't appreciate it, and I was not pleased, so it got exploded. And then all the rest on the screen right now, they are all part of the upcoming video that you're going to see. They are, I believe, all DNFs. Oh, no, except one. Okay. So, but there'll be an upcoming video about all of them, and so I'll talk more then about why they're DNFs because they're all for different reasons. But then the house witch actually is not part of that. It was a DNF though, but it was due to triggers. There was no trigger warning for domestic. It is in there, so that was a DNF for trigger warnings. But then all the rest of these will be in an upcoming video. But suffice to say, I had a lot of exploded books. Okay, and then for my dazed or danger zone, however you want to say it, books. I actually had quite a few this time. So my Ultramarine Sky, which is a manga, this was just fine for me. I didn't dislike it. I didn't love it. It was just kind of okay. I honestly don't remember much about it. So, oops. After we gazed at the starry sky, this was cute. It was a little odd. Like the chemistry wasn't quite believable.
Oh.
And I actually picked it up because there is one of the main characters is in a wheelchair and is paralyzed from like the knees down. So that was what made me interested in it. But I kind of felt weird about how it was handled, and so I read some reviews and a lot of people also said that it wasn't best handled that they'd seen as far as like disability rep. Like at one point, the other main character just like picks up the wheelchair character like without asking or saying that they're gonna do that or anything, just without warning. And like they had just met, and it just felt a little odd.
Wow. You don't do that.
Yeah. So it was just a little odd, just a little strange. It was cute aside from that, but it just, I don't know. It was fine. Voices Harry is a short story. I had a good time while reading it. It was fine. Like, it was kind of funny, but also kind of cringe. I don't know. But I didn't dislike it, but it just didn't like wow me in any way. Um, the meat cute, which I definitely thought it said the meat cute for like the long. I had no idea why it's called the meat cute. I mean, I think there is a reference to cucumbers, but like really briefly, like in the beginning or something. I don't really remember.
The kind that doesn't really count very much.
Yeah, and I don't even remember why what it was, what they said or anything about it. But again, the story was fine. It was just fine. Like it was too short to really do a whole lot, and it was very like I don't want to say insta love, but insta lust for sure. I was like, no, it's fine. Not in it for the money. Again, fine. I actually that one's one I would have loved if we had a full story for it. Like the short, it was just too short for what it was trying to say. And this might be in like another series or something. I'm not sure. But like I would have loved a longer version because I the premise is so good
Mm-hmm.
and like the idea is so good. But like I it was too short for it. I was like I don't feel anything. You didn't give me enough
Yeah.
to let me feel anything. So, but I like the premise of it. And then What a Man Wants was, this is one of the ones I got that was like free and it didn't say what the synopsis was. It just had a kind of like, it was fine. It was about some college kids, their roommates. They really disliked one of them to start with. Kind of got better, but like I don't know. I wasn't
Not
invested.
enough.
Yeah, I just wasn't invested in it. And kind of same with Marcus's Cadence. I think is the name of it. It's just like one of those they knew each other like a long time ago, and then they re-meet, and it's like immediate, like instant love, lust, whatever. And it was not believable, really, to me in the slightest. And sadly, just a lot of like short stories that didn't really work for me.
So, for my dazed, I had none.
Sure, fine, okay.
For my exploded, though, I also had none
What?
because I didn't own any of these. I
Mean.
had a lot of DNFs. Like all the ones that are in exploded are DNFs. However, I owned none of them. I have almost purchased some of these books, but I hadn't actually done so. But
So,
therefore, I had no
so
exploded.
I had like 16 exploded, and you had zero. Cool, 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 depressing, cool. So, top five for the month. Although, honestly, I had so many in just the top category, so that'll be on the screen so you can see all the ones. But my number five is A Strange Case of the Alchemist's Daughter by Theodora Goss, which is funny because I put off reading this for. Oh, no, that's not fair. I put off reading it for like a year, and then I put it on my 24 and 2024, and the wheel just would not give it
Mm-hmm.
to me until September, October time. So, did finally read it. I wasn't sure I was gonna like it because it's historical. But I had a great time. I loved it. So I started because I was like, well, if I start it, then I'll know whether or not I liked it. And then I could not stop. So it was very good. Thank goodness, because I already own the whole series twice over. So
You do.
so luckily, I had a great time. It follows these. They're all basically like daughters of famous like scientists from stories. So like Justine Frankenstein and Diana Hyde and Mary Jackal and them learning about their lives and their parents and what happened and why everything sucks. So it was really good. I'm a little scared of the second book though because it's like 800 pages.
Yeah, that's a
I'm
chunky
a little scared.
book.
Everyone says the second one's the best in the series, but I'm scared of it. So we'll see how that goes. I read the first one.
Hooray, hooray. All right, so my number five also was a 24 and 24 book, and
Hooray!
it took forever to get this. At certain points, I was like, why haven't I read this yet? Oh, right.
Mm-hmm. You
Oh,
couldn't.
yes. I wasn't allowed to read it.
Exactly.
The wheel was not always helpful.
No.
But I read Immortal Longing, and I did struggle with where to put these books in the top zone,
Yeah,
in
it's
all of the
hard.
zones. But I did eventually settle on this order. So this book, it's first of all, it's very pretty.
It is
Um,
very pretty. Yes, correct.
so that adds a great deal to the enjoyment factor of reading it because it's so pretty. It has edges. Probably usually compared to Hunger Games, even though it's not exactly that. But there are competitions to the death, and winner takes all kinds of situations, and kind of magical element because you're born with the ability to hop around bodies. So they use this ability while they're fighting each other to either escape or to, like, conveniently get behind their enemy and ta-da. Obviously, everybody's got their reasons for being in the game, so all kinds of complicated wishes and desires. And since my other book is right next to it, I will halt my speaking on it right there.
Well, I forgot to note earlier. As always, our rankings is from left to right, so highest on the left, lowest for the right. That's true of all of them except for the exploded category for me. I forgot to put those in order. So they're not in any order. In fact, I would probably flop the first four and put them on the end. So I'd put the DNFs above the ones that I actually finished. Anyway,
Yeah, well,
so my mistake. Sorry. The rest are in order correctly.
mine are mostly in order.
Yeah, I
More
did
or
go back and
less.
forth. Yeah, I went back and forth quite a bit on mine. I wasn't sure how that.
At a certain point, I just quit rearranging them and just let it go.
You're like, that's close enough. Whatever. Fine.
Because at certain points, I'd rearranged it so many times, I was just like, wherever you fall is fine.
Yeah, I did that too. Speaking of, my number four is Strange Blood by Azalea Crowley. This is number two in the series, so I can't say a lot about what happens, but did not see the ending coming, actually, which was kind of fun. Well, the very very ending. I kind of saw what was happening like over the course of the book. Actually, there was two things in the ending I didn't see coming, so yay for that because that doesn't always happen. So it was a lot of fun. It was I felt like a little bit lower stakes than the first one. Also, kind of not, but for whatever reason, it felt lower stakes. Maybe that was just me in my head, but
Could be.
it was still really good. I still really enjoyed, and I'm excited for the next one. Although I think the next one in the series is technically the novella, and then I can go into the third one. But the fourth one's not even written yet, so I want the fourth one to be out so I can read the whole series. But that's fine. I absolutely love the series. It's fantastic. The author is also very sweet. It follows a autistic woman named Josephine who moves in with a bunch of vampires to care for one of them, who's an elderly vampire. And they don't say like she has like Alzheimer's, but it's kind of like if you did have Alzheimer's, but you are also a vampire, which goes as poorly as you imagine it does.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is why they need a 24-hour caregiver. But anyway.
And then my next one is Violet's Things, which is the second one in the Immortal Longings group. And do you want to guess what I again did not know going in?
What?
It's not a duology.
Oh, I actually did know that. I didn't know you didn't know that.
I never pay attention. If there's two books out and I don't see a third, I'm like, oh, it's a duology.
No.
It's done. Everything's fine.
No.
I do this a lot. And so I read number two. Granted, I enjoyed number two. And I was, towards the end, I was like, I wonder how we're going to wrap this up.
You're not.
No, that's not going to be happening in book two. So, so I did it again.
You've done that to yourself a lot lately.
I have, haven't I? This is probably going to continue as a trend because I do not pay attention. However, I did like this book. I liked it, as you can see, slightly better than the first one because things were moving. We had more. I kind of liked that now we knew stuff. I like to know stuff. And there's lots of obviously lots of death and murder.
And it
And
has to be if you like it.
exactly, we know this about me: death, murder, destruction. And this one has a lot of royal intrigue, I guess you would say, because we are kind of infiltrating the hierarchy of things by number two, which,
Mm.
was the goal in number one. We had a big ending in the first one, and then we go to the second one, and it's not resolved.
Yay!
Yay, because I didn't notice. But lots more to come. I'm looking forward to the third book and or whatever comes after that. Who knows?
Number 3 is, for me, is Motherly Stones by Merlina Garance. I'm so sorry if I mispronounced it. It's French. I'm not sure how to say it. But,
That sounds right.
yeah, I hope it's close. I don't know. I hope she'll forgive me if it's not right. But, so this is about a couple of childhood best friends. They're still like best friends. And one of them is supposed to go, like, do an evaluation for a castle that has been abandoned years and years and years ago. And she's excited to go do it. Her best friend is not as excited, concerned, as he should be, about this whole trip. Goes with her because he knew that she would like it if he did, and she was right. He was right. She did. She was happy he went with.
A good friend.
Mm-hmm. But so they go to. He's like, it doesn't say specifically. I know the author said it is a spec rep, but not what kind. I think he might be Demi,
Okay.
but somewhere on the spectrum. I'm not sure exactly. But they only see each other like once every year or a couple of years or something. Like they don't see each other very often. So that was part of the reason he's like, I'll go with her and actually get to see her for more than just like a couple hours before she has to go home again. Whatever. So we go to this castle, and let's just say things are weird. Things are not normal. Things are not what they are supposed to be.
Are they ever?
No, but it's. I think it's for people who like things that are like mildly creepy, but not like too far creepy. It's definitely creepy. It's not like horror horror. It's less creepy. I don't know.
It's normal.
Yeah, that. I think it is marketed as a paranormal romance technically. So, but yeah, things are weird. Things are weird. They get in weird situations, and yeah, it was really cute. Still, it was a really good time. I don't know how to rank it with her other books. I don't know. I like all of them that I've read actually. So I was not prepared for what the reveal was. That wasn't at all where I thought we were going. So that was fun. I enjoy the fact that I was wrong. So, and I bought it immediately. I had an e copy, but I bought the physical like immediately. I was like, yeah, no, I need to own that.
I had this on pre-order.
Read though, yeah, have you?
Not yet. I haven't.
See if you like it, considering it's technically a romance.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's okay.
I bet you will call the thing though.
I have no idea. Don't jinx me like that.
I have this feeling that you'll know what it is. Even though I did not. I had an idea, but it wasn't quite what I thought it was.
All right. So my next one is middle grade. It is The Mystery of Black Hollow Lane. And not going to lie, I mainly bought this book. I do own this book. I bought it because of the cover.
It is a beautiful cover, in fairness. Whoever did
um,
it, great job.
and I had heard good things, but at the time that I bought it, I didn't remember anything. And I was just like, that's a cool cover. I'm gonna get it.
Mm.
So it is like kind of dark academia type with the characters all being sent to boarding school. The main character is, in fact, from America, but the strained relationship she has with her mother causes her mother to send her off to England. And so she's struggling to kind of figure out. It's also like um partway into the year, I think, and so she's just in general like she's
Hmm.
struggling, and
Yeah.
she stumbles across, as the title would indicate, a mystery.
Hooray!
And it goes through the mystery. It's obviously, you know, it's middle grade, so you know, um, it's not like we get into gory situation, but it was really cute, really good. I liked the friendships in it, the friends that she makes, the main character that is. The mystery was cute. It wasn't it wasn't like super scary, but I feel like, it's a middle grade, so you kind of expect it not to be super scary.
Yeah.
But it was cute, and it was a good mystery, and I think there's more, but the mystery more or less wraps up with some loose ends that indicate we probably have more books.
Yeah, there's one more. It's already out.
Okay. Very nice, good little book. Kind of found family slash found school. I
Found
don't know.
school.
I don't know how you say attachment to a school.
Found school, sure.
Found school. I enjoyed it.
So number two, this is actually a arc that I received, and then again I immediately bought it after I read the arc. So I do own it physically. It is out now. Where Are the Stars Call by S. Jean, I think. So this is, let's see, queers in space with vampires.
Nice. I
That's
like the premise.
the best way to sum this up. So, two main characters. They are 13s, I believe. They are a little bit like YA territory, I think, but the book doesn't feel YA, which is very nice. But they are both. Let's just say they don't follow the status quo like they're supposed to. One has cybernetics, and they are trying to. I forgot the name of like who runs everything, but they're trying to find or to like basically wipe a brain, which is not very nice.
Yeah, that's rude.
And the other one is basically also like a runaway and would be like told into being experimented on. So that's super fun for both of them. So they
Nice.
run away,
Yeah, as one
as one would expect.
do. Yeah.
And in the process of running away, they run into a vampire by mistake. I try to remember what else is actually in the synopsis. It's not a spoiler. But yeah, so they're just trying to figure out how to be safe and away from those who would do terrible things to them.
Mm-hmm.
And then they run into this vampire who is a very old vampire. Of course, you can't tell because vampire.
Yeah.
Duh. Who has his own issues going on, very significant issues going on. The whole it is long. I will say it's a long book. It's over 500 pages, but it's so worth all the pages, and it doesn't actually feel that long when you're reading it. So
Nice.
that's really nice. I appreciate that. It didn't feel super long. There's just a lot that happens. It's I think someone called it soft sci-fi. I'm not sure what that really means. That like slightly like cozy sci-fi, but it's not really cozy either. There's a lot of death and violence and well, blood, obviously because vampires. So and really messed up people. So I don't think it's really cozy, but yeah, it was really good. There was parts of it I definitely called. There was parts of it I definitely did not call. But it was still really good. It was a lot of fun. Like I said, a lot happens. I feel like it could be like open for another book. I'm not sure if there's gonna be. I don't remember. And obviously, this one just released. So it'll be a while anyway before the second comes out. But I think it's left open just in case, kind of. But it still feels like a satisfying ending. So anyway, I had a fantastic time. This is my first time reading this author. Immediately goes to favorite authors list. I had the best time because queers in space with vampires. I mean,
Yeah. I mean, you can't go wrong there. And then, of course, I read System Collapse.
yay!
And this one is one of like the next longest longest one? Is it the
Yeah, it's
longest?
still not novel length, but yeah,
It's long-ish,
yeah.
long adjacent.
200.
And this one was really good. I definitely enjoyed it. Honestly, I expected nothing less because it's Murderbot. And what else would there be besides enjoyment?
Exactly.
And so I went in with expectations to enjoy it. I was not disappointed. Um, as usual, Murderbot is going up against the big bads of corporations and all the nasties of the Murderbot world.
Mm.
And I do enjoy that it's working with like all these people and with art and all this stuff is happening. So
Mm.
I liked kind of the like the addition almost of Murderbot's always had PTSD.
Mm.
But
Very
like
much so.
but it's almost an added PTSD now. Like PTSD times who knows
Who knows
5,000 at
how
this
many at this
point.
point? Yeah. There's been 7 books, so you know.
Yes, I guess times 7 then whatever. But I liked how kind of some of the dynamics that way changed a little bit. Like even though obviously there's been stuff before, I like the almost newness being brought in. I don't know. I like the exploration. We'll just go there.
Yeah.
Yay! And so, tons of fun to read as they always are.
Number one.
Yep.
Number one. Woo! Although in fairness, 1 and 2 could be kind of swapped in my brain. I don't know. I like everything. Mine was The Spell Shot by Sarah Beth Durst. Is that right? I don't know why I asked you.
Yeah, never ask me. I'll just smile and nod.
I'm pretty sure that's right.
Even though I read this before you, ha ha
Yeah,
ha.
you did. Yeah, Sarah Beth Durst. Okay, cool.
And I told you to read it, and you kept
And
refusing to
I
read
did
it.
it. No,
You
I read
refused for
it.
a while though.
I read it. It was in the same month. I read it in the same month that you told me to read it. I just waited a bit and then I read it.
Yes.
So this follows a librarian who the library gets set on fire due to civil unrest,
Yeah.
rebellion.
Yeah.
And so she grabs all of the books that she basically can get her hands on quickly because obviously everything's on fire, and
And that tends to make one in a hurry.
that tends to make someone in a hurry. Oh, and her spider plant, who is sentient, and takes off for her childhood home, which has been abandoned for a while. And it's on this like far island, and she figures no one will find her there. So we're just following her, going to the island, figuring out basically she doesn't have like money or food or anything to really subsist on, which is kind of a problem.
She has books.
She has
That
books,
is it.
which, while delightful, not helpful if you're going to starve. So, and she meets the people in the town and her neighbor and all that. And it's her just basically trying to kind of survive, but also trying to keep people from knowing who she is or what she has, really, not really who she is. They know who she is, but like what she has and why she's there and all the stuff. Learning about the people who are there and stuff. She did try to be like completely isolated at first, but figured out really quick that's probably not gonna work.
Yeah, not when you have no earthly idea
How to do anything.
how.
So it turns out she does need help. Yep, but it's very cute, very sweet. Um, Definitely found family vibes
Oh yeah,
a lot.
many of them.
I thought the magic was really fun. I enjoyed the magic system. It was kind of a loose magic system, but I enjoyed it.
Yeah, the
Um,
seahorses.
yes, the mer horses.
Yes.
I love the mer horses. But it was very cute and very sweet, and definitely what I needed at the time, which is why it made it /number 2 because I can't pick on the top two, but because they're both fantastic in completely different ways.
Very, very different, yes. And then to complete the completeness of the completely other vibes.
Oh, okay. I was like, what are we talking about?
I read Someone You Can Build a Nest In.
Oh yeah, completely different vibes.
Yeah. I mean, it's still oddly cozy horror, but, and yet a lot of people consider it quite graphic because there are monsters who eat people.
Yeah, as you do.
As you do. And we follow said main monster eating their way through some people.
As you do.
As you do. And to be fair, they started it.
Ah,
So,
yeah.
and then you just kind of go with Shisheshin along this whole journey of a lot of death, but also finding out who they are and where, you know, all about themselves because Shisheshin doesn't actually know how to be a monster, actually.
Oh, okay.
And so they're trying to figure out all of this about themselves and um but they find people along the way, a specific person actually. And this has some cute it's odd that it's cute considering, but it's a cute little romantic element to it intermingled with the monsters and the death. There's more than one monster in the book that you encounter, but you're mainly following Shisheshin and all of the escapades that happen around trying to make people go away from
Fair.
her evil lair, I guess.
Yeah.
And because that's in fact her goal is to get people to think she's dead and therefore leave her alone. And so,
Mood.
yeah, I mean,
Fair.
honestly, definitely a mood. And so it's kind of just it's hilarious and I didn't find it that I mean, yeah, people die. I didn't find it that gory. It wasn't that bad to me. But I can understand why some people probably think it is gory.
Mm.
Because technically, yes, it is. But
I know
it's,
it's gory on the first page.
yeah, it
It
literally
wasn't.
doesn't give you,
It wasn't that bad though.
like, it tells you what it's going to be from page one. So,
So if you handle page one, you're fine.
yeah. And so it was just a really good story. I don't, um, without giving too much away, it's all about oddly um like bonds and familial bonds and bad ones and good ones and bonds between people and what makes you human and what makes you a monster. Just kind of it's actually quite deep. So so it's
Oh,
very good, very cozy horror, and I deeply enjoyed it. So, those were the hits, the misses, the explosions, and
I'm
the
the only.
dangers, and the.
I'm the only one with explosions or dangers, but
I know. But you had enough for both of us.
good. This
I
video,
know I
yes.
haven't done the thingy. I know I haven't done the thingy.
Oh,
I'm
I
gonna
have
do
more.
it.
I could do more.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna. And if you're wondering, um, there's another video to come that I
Soon, I
am
think.
behind on.
Soon, I think.
Yeah, so I need to get
They probably
to
didn't do
it.
it. Yeah, it's the next video actually.
Well, darn blast.
Well, it's supposed to be the next video. They may get moved around at this rate.
Watch me fail. Coming next
Coming next
episode.
week.
Watch my failures. Tune in next week.
It'll be fine. I have more. I can do more.
No. Stop it. Stop it, you overachiever, you.
This is the only place where I get to overachieve more than you. In every other aspect, you overachieve more than I do.
Untrue. You're way ahead of me on the book bodies.
What?
Book conquests.
Oh, that. It's you're way ahead of me on pages. So that doesn't even count.
And on that note, tune in for suffering next week.
She's suffering. I'm gonna be fine.
And that's a wrap for our ice fishing with dynamite. Thanks for listening to Magic and Mayhem. All right, bye.